talk about what is in my backpack and what I'm carrying. On over to a mystery ranch pack, and that's for a couple of reasons. The primary being that it just costs too much money for me right now to go over to a mystery ranch. They're awesome packs. They're definitely worth their money, but I just don't quite want to spend that money on a backpack right now. And the second reason being that this backpack just continues to amaze me with how durable it is. It really has shown no signs of much serious wear. I mean, you guys can see through the camera how good this backpack looks. And this has been, a couple years of not just using it, but really abusing it. I mean, I've soaked this thing, thrown it, just done a whole lot of things that I don't know if I'd trust other backpacks to, and it just continually holds up so well. There's no tears. There's definitely in a few very small spots signs of wear, but other than those very small spots, there's really nowhere you can tell. The bottom of this backpack still looks amazing, as you guys can see. That blue is just padding. I have a complete padding around this area here. Sorry for all the dirt. It does get dirty, but I have complete padding around here because this is where I carry all my camera equipment. And so the DSLR, the GoPro are all in there. And I prefer them not to get beaten up too much, preferably the DSLR and its lenses. So there is still padding around there. Other than these mechanics, which were just in there, this is pretty much what it looks like. I did change some of the zippers. Some of them I left the same, but I did, as you guys can probably see here, I did change up some of the zippers, and I just wanted to do that just to kind of give it a little bit newer look. Some of the colors were starting to get worn and faded. Other than the zippers, I'm going to go around the outside and show you guys what's on the outside. So the first are these smaller pouches here. Sorry, I didn't even move the camera. But these are the smaller pouches. This one has all my ammo in it. And I carry CB shorts in here. And you guys have seen these. This is a very old box of CB shorts, very beat up. And then I carry these. These are just mini mags, regular. And that's what I'm primarily carrying right now because I'm running the 22 most of the time I'm out here. And in the winter, I usually do that because I don't like taking the bows out when it's around 30 above like it is now. That can be kind of hard on their limbs. But I have carried and ran the bows with this kind of configuration, and I can show you guys. Once again, just let me know in the comment section below if you want to see how to put a traditional bow quiver on a backpack. I'll show you how I put mine on. In addition, really quick, just because it's here, this kind of weird looking thing is how I carry game out of here. So if, say, I shoot a hare or a grouse or a ptarmigan or something that's a little bit larger, I used to put them in here. I generally don't like to put them in the backpack because usually they're bloody. And so usually I'll take their feet or something, their neck, whatever, and I'll just put it on this jam knot. And as you can see, this jam knot will just tighten around whatever. And that's how I generally carry most animals out. So it's a lot fuller, and there's actually only one thing in there. That thing does have a lot, but I'm actually running a military IFAK in here. Oh no, I'm also running some other stuff. I'm also running a compass back here, but the meat of this is this IFAK, and I don't want to get into it too much. I'm just kind of seeing and testing things, and I want to throw the IFAK in here primarily because I work with, or sometimes I work with, kind of beginning bushcrafters and people who are a little bit inexperienced. And bushcrafting is kind of one of those things where you carry a lot of tools that can hurt you, from knives, guns, axes, saws. Really everything we carry can severely hurt us if we do have an accident. And so for my protection and for their protection, I carry an IFAK just in case. It's your standard IFAK. There's nothing super special in it, but there are tourniquets, Israeli bandages, lots of quick clot, I can't speak today, quick clot combat gauze and stuff like that in there. And so like I said, I'm not going to get into it because it can be really hard to put away, but that is what's in there. That fits almost perfectly in here. I did have to stretch this out a little bit to get it to fit in there how it does, but it fits just about perfect in there. Stick with the outside, or kind of the outside of this backpack. That spot that I was mentioning earlier that I used to carry game in is now where I actually carry all my paracord. And here I have just tons of paracord, mostly on these spools of different colors. My general two that I'm running right now are brown and I don't know what you'd call this, a lighter green. It's not quite olive drab, but it's kind of a lightish green. And then I'm running some orange as well. Like I said, most of it is on these spools just to keep everything nice and orderly in there. But that's where I carry all my paracord. And I used to carry it in here, but I'd have to carry it under the camera equipment, and every time I needed it, which I needed a lot, and I'd have to dig out the cameras, put the cameras aside, grab the paracord, and it just was becoming a pain. So I just dedicated this spot to all the paracord. So as I mentioned, this spot here holds all my camera equipment, and currently most of the camera equipment is actually being used to film this video, so the tripod and the DSLR are being used, but I still have the GoPro in here, and that just sits in there with the DSLR, which is usually in there. What I'm going to talk about is this one here. I'm not going to fully unzip it just because this pouch is literally as large as what I carry in it, and it never really stretched, but it is my fire kit. This is the one that MCQ made long ago. I do use it quite a bit. It's still a pain to put in here, but I love having it. And that's where I keep pretty much all my fire stuff, except for maybe like emergency stuff. That's where I keep the ferro rod, the flint and steel, and everything that I use for starting fires. And like I said, it's a very tight fit, so I'm not going to fully undo that. You guys have seen, and I have made videos specifically on this kit and what is inside it. So if you want to know more about this or see it more, you can check out those videos. To the full bit of this pack, I'm carrying right now some duct tape. That's what this is, or it's more like military issue duct tape, so it's a little bit stronger than normal what you'd get at a normal store. And it's definitely more of a fabric and less of an actual tape. What I'm carrying next to it is a Write in the Rain journal. This is a journal, it's just in this protective cover that's also made by Write in the Rain. This is really nice for carrying everything. It's really nice for carrying the pens and markers to write in, as well as what I actually write in. This is what it looks like. And on the inside, this is all made by Write in the Rain, and I really like this setup. And next to that is the Nalgene. I'm not sure how well you guys can see in here, but switched it up a little bit. This is still the Nalgene running with the Glacier. I think it's just the Glacier by GSI. It's honestly been so long since I got that. It's just one of the setups that I've always stayed with. I've just kind of recently changed over to an orange bottle, just because the blue one was as old as the GSI and it was beginning to get worn out. The next thing I carry is, what is this? The Seagull by, I can't even remember who, MSR. And so that is pretty much all that's in there. Tripod and the saw in here, and you guys can kind of see this falling back in on itself. That's because my water bladder is pretty full right now, and so it's wanting to drag the pack back. I'll get to that next, but that's pretty much all I carry in there. You guys can see I don't really carry a whole lot. I really haven't found that I need more than this. So lastly, as I mentioned, I'm carrying my water bladder, which is pretty deep in here. You guys can see it's probably about half full right now, but that's what's in there. I do generally run, or usually run, a water bladder. I think that they're a lot more convenient than the water bottle for my personal applications. I know there are a lot of people who say that, water bottles have a lot of pluses, and they're right. Definitely for long-term sustainability, a water bottle is a lot better, and that's why I carry one with the GSI, so that when I do need to boil water, I have the ability. But most of the time, for just getting water and just drinking really quick, I like the water bladder a lot more. It is also an insulated tube, so I can use it better in the winter. That's pretty much the pack. That's the updates to it. Nothing huge. Once again, I'm still not very motivated to change up from the Camelback, but if I do, it'll likely be a Mystery Ranch, just because I've loved this Futura harness system that it has here. The Futura is a little big for me, but the way it works is so nice that my next packs will likely have the Futura. And in case you didn't know, Mystery Ranch is the one who made or patented this idea for the Futura harness. So I will likely get a pack that has that system on it next when I do decide to phase this one out. But that's pretty much it, guys, and I'm out.